Hey, good evening, everybody. It is Sunday night, time for an episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts, and with me, the heat miser herself, Becky.
Hello, everyone. From the
Becky
depths
did
of
this
hell.
just to taunt me today. Look at my massive hair.
It won't even fit all the way in the box. I gotta pull back.
So I'm so jealous. I mean, I do being bald's pretty easy going, but I loved having hair. So when I see yours, I'm like, oh, like, Debbie's is fine, Sasha's is fine, but seeing yours, it's like epic. It should have its own Instagram, really.
My hair is as lazy as I am and would not post enough or often.
Becky's hair is on Insta. All right, so we have been on for a little while. We got a great show tonight. So without further ado, let's see if I remember how to run all the controls. Yay! Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. And our guest tonight is my buddy Sasha, who is another killer CD seller like myself. And so I thought it'd be fun. I wanted to see if Sasha had the balls to let me critique his store because I know how well he does. And he said, sure. And I'm like, all right, sweet. But then I remembered his name is Sasha.
Hello.
Sasha lives in Missouri. And I'm like, I don't have a lot of mugs or rum from Missouri or that say Sasha. So I had to be creative tonight, everybody. So, Sasha, you and I and our buddy Tony Boss, we hunt for gold, i.e. CDs. So I went with Gold Miner rum. And
Okay.
since you, Tony, and I have a three-way chat on Facebook where we share every day our sales of the week, I went for the Hear No Evil, Speak No Evil, See No Evil. So that's me, you, and Tony on the bowl.
I'll take it.
I'll
take it. I like it.
And this is Trader Sam's from Disney. And so if you see any Trader Sam's Disneyland mugs in the thrift store, always pick them up.
Well, I can't say the same about drinking from a tiki mug. However, in your honor, if you can see it, I have.
It's in the fuzzed out part.
I know. Here we go.
Put it right in front of your face.
There we go. I have a Las Vegas cup that has like.
Oh, now I see it. Oh, yeah. Oh, what?
This comes off, and it is the Vegas Strip.
I love it.
I know.
Oh, fun.
So I've had that sitting on my shelf.
His glassware is interactive almost.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it goes around the glass. Here's the glass, but it goes around. Got it for a whopping 99 cents. I've had it forever. I figure if I'm going to be on your show one of these days, I'll bring it out. So it's got all the old hotels, and it's got some girls dancing and some old Las Vegas style. So that's my mug for tonight.
What do you got tonight, Beck?
I'm drinking from Frankie's Tiki Room for the cha-ching sound and
nice.
Fantastic finds.
Oh, I love it. And Kim, who's in the chat, I met up with Kim at the at Frankie's this week. We were there on Wednesday. So I put it out there. If you're in the thrifting board or watch my show and coming to Vegas, let me know. I'll probably meet you at Frankie's. And Kim was the third or fourth person to take me up on it since I said that. So let me know. Oh, Tracy, have a good evening at work, and we'll see you at lunch. So
bye, Tracy.
We'll take a break. And hi, how's lunch? There we go. All right, so Sasha, we're gonna critique Debbie. Becky and I are gonna critique Sasha's store. So Sasha, sit back and relax, enjoy your mug, and we'll see you in a little bit.
See you in a bit.
All right, Heat Meister, let's get into this. We got tons of cool shit to share this week, so let's do it.
We do.
And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting.
Dun, da, da, da.
Ta-da!
I love these glasses, and it didn't take them all that long to sell. They are Culver, and they say Culver right on the side. And the best to my knowledge, what research I did, they were 22, 24 karat gold, and they were striped. And I think I paid a total of $3 or less for all three of those glasses. And I sold them for $75.
Nice.
Yes.
$75. Love it.
I love it. And those were on Etsy. I put those on Etsy. Now these have sat for a while, but I knew there was an audience for them. They are vintage Astro World gift bags. Like when you would go to the gift shop and get your purchase, they were in a tote of one of the totes that I got from a friend of mine who closed his vintage shop, and he gave out like 12 totes for free, and these 2 bags were in there. So
nice.
I finally got a decent offer for $80, and I sent them off. Yeah. So I sent them off. Paper sells.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love those bags. And he loved them. I got great feedback on them. These
are cute.
Full price, full asking price. And they sold to somebody right here in town. I probably could have delivered them to her if I had, but I forgot to. I don't usually put local pickup on eBay unless it's huge. So, but she paid my full asking price and I sent them to her.
Love it.
Salvation Army does this thing at the end of the month where everything is half off in the store, and that's where I got those shoes. Now these shoes were in a Goodwill blue box that I ordered, and I had them listed for like $65, and someone offered $57 for them, and I took that.
Awesome.
Those were on Poshmark.
Nice job. Oh, hey, yeah. Why'd you put $1,000?
Because sometimes I've heard different things. Like if you put a number instead of letting it stay at 0, where it's like original price.
Yeah.
It was just a number to put in.
Okay. I was curious.
It supposedly helps with boosting the thing. What is that thing called? Listing.
Boosting the visibility.
Yeah.
All right, so let's keep it going. We're on a ton of different sites this week.
Yes.
Here's my Bonanza sale of 3 First Blood movies for $50 on Bonanza. So it was a nice quick sale. I think it was listed for 2 days.
Well done.
Hell yeah. All right, now we're back to eBay. How about a tiki mug? Woo! $175. And here's the funny thing, Beck. The reason I sold a bunch of mugs last week, and they're all big money ones. Mm-hmm. I put this one in because Tiki Diablo and I have been friends for 20 plus years. His real name is Danny. And Danny and I were talking actually on the phone, which, it happen too often nowadays. We always just type to each other. And we were talking on the phone. And then I sold this mug like 10 minutes after we hung up. So it was very much the universe going, ha ha, here you go.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking to your friend? Well, let's sell a mug of his.
Yeah. So this mug, I think, was 100 new. So not the biggest profit margin, but still a nice profit margin. Now let's talk profit margins, because this t-shirt was $22 at a secondhand store in Salt Lake City. And I knew the instant I picked it up, I'm like, this is money right here.
Yes.
Yes, John, those were videotapes from the big lot I bought. I saw it said 1992, Bram Stoker's Dracula and the movie company, a single stitch in amazing shape. And the graphic is just killer.
That is killer.
I happily paid $22 for that.
I don't know if I had found that shirt, I don't know if I would have been able to part with it. I mean, maybe.
See, this is where being a huge human.
Yeah.
I can't wear a normal shirt. So although it's cool, like, what am I going to do with it?
Wait, what size?
And I'm married to a small human. So anything in the middle, there's no point for either one of us.
It doesn't matter what size I am. Nothing ever fits.
ooh la la. There's a bear took us. Okay, so I pick up any nude books that are on the cheap side, or art books featuring nudes, whatever you want to call them. I always pick them up. This was $20, and I sent off my assistant, who ended up screwing me over and quitting without notice, to take pictures. I thought she was just nude, and her name is Ed Fox. What a cool name. Mm-hmm. And then she goes, "Can you just pick pictures?" And I looked. I'm like, oh, there were some way more graphic photos than just straight up nudes. And then if you don't know, Toshin is a great brand of books. They make just amazing coffee table books. So anything with Toshin, you should. There's Lisa. You should always look up Toshin. Toshin and nudity means $80.
I'll look for those now for sure.
Yeah. And I totally forgot to look through the whole book. I was like, damn, I should at least peruse the whole thing. Silly me. I am there we go. Now, And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes. Oh, totally forgot I had a bonus tip. Totally forgot. Customer bought this book, and 2 days went by, and I go, hey, man, where's your money? But nicer. And he goes, my account got hacked, blah, blah, blah. I'm a hot mess. Can you give me like a week or so? And so now, if you go to any other Facebook group other than mine, he's a scammer, block him. Mm-hmm. And I just felt what he was telling me was real. So 9 days go by. I'm like, yo, man. He goes, and this was Sunday. He goes, you'll be paid late Thursday night. I promise you. And he had like 1,400 feedback. So I'm like, I don't think he's pulled my leg. So I waited 4 more days. And Friday morning, I woke up to being paid in the middle of the night on Thursday. So whatever, he knew he was going to pay me at like 3 a.m. But he did. So I sold it on the 19th. He paid me on the 3rd. I normally wouldn't wait that long, but in our conversations, I felt like he was actually going to pay me. So I didn't mind waiting. So.
What platform was it? Was it sold on?
eBay.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Hey, that's not my sale of a cassette. Whose is this?
I think it's my sale on that cassette. Now, I found the Bone Thugs and Harmony at this awesome little estate sale I went to. It was like half off day, maybe. And I picked it up, and there was a tape in it, and I assumed, which I've learned and forgotten, to look inside to make sure it's the correct tape. And did I do that? No, I did not. Not until I got home. And it was the wrong tape. It was a blank tape that somebody had recorded, and I haven't listened to it yet, but I will. So anyway, I knew this was going to be good, decent money. So I went online onto eBay and found an actual, the tape that goes in there. So I bought that for like $8 or $10, got it, posted it for $45, and it sat for a month or two, and somebody finally bought it for full asking price.
So good job in turning, your lemons into lemonade. Jersey Jane, there is no more adult section anymore. So no, just in art photography.
Yeah.
That's all it is. There is no adult section on eBay anymore. Sad. All right. You actually bested me, but still I paid $1.99 and the correct cassette was in there. And I sold it for $30. Tori Amos from the Choir Girl Hotel.
And you don't even like her.
Can't stand her. And then partially because I worked with a girl who played her every single day. Now, Becky, I have no idea who the Secrets are. This band from '82, have no clue. And so I don't know if the album got bought because of the music or because of that kick-ass cover. And we kind of pointed out it was I don't know if they called the Lolita cover or one of my assistants figured that out, but that could have been. I mean, because my mom has records up as art, I have records up as art, so this could have been solely for the art. Might be a good record. I don't know. Don't listen to them, but $40. I don't care why they bought it. They gave me $40.
Yeah,
that's the only part.
I love that art. I would have bought it just for the cover as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty hot cover.
Love it.
And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. Hey, this ain't my CD sale.
No, but CDs don't sell. Come on, Jason. This I had listed for a little while, and and this is one thing I learned. When you list something, when you check sold, it had sold for $50, $60, $70 and higher. So that's why I listed mine at $65, and it sat for a while. And then I finally got a decent offer for about $35, $40. And instead of just automatically counteracting, I actually consulted with you. But I rechecked sold listings, and the most recent ones were 20, 25, 30. So 35 was actually not bad. So I accepted his $35 offer, and off it went.
Nice. And yes, now we can even say with your stuff. Do you believe? Yes, Becky believes with her scores.
Amen. My Jesus hair is telling me that it's true.
All right. So as you can see, this sold in AU. That means Australian dollars. So directly on eBay Australia. And so that 36.70 converts into 26.52 American And with shipping, it ended up being $42. Now, if you haven't read the back of the cover yet, it's a one-song single that was 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, and someone in Australia needed to pay me $42 for it. If you don't believe, based on this sale, you'll never believe 2 minutes and 30 seconds someone paid $42 for. 42.
And that's the only version on that.
Yes. There's not even multiple versions. That's it. One version.
It's like the old 45s back in the day.
Yeah. Okay, now, apparently my new assistant doesn't know why she takes pictures of the good sold ones every week so I can use for the show, because why she didn't angle this better so we don't see the peanut hopper hanging from the ceiling, because this is the Prince Black album, so everything's reflective on it. And so we're going to have a little chat tomorrow morning, because I realized when you tell people to do something, if you don't teach them why you're doing it, they don't understand that this is bad. Because I'm like, oh, what a horrible picture, but it's already mailed, so I can't, I'm stuck with it. So
I was like, is that Star Trek? What is that?
This is Prince, the Black Album. I paid $20 and I sold it for $50. But what was nice was it was in the original Warner Brothers case, because in the lower right-hand corner was the Warner Brothers logo. And on this version, they stuck a sticker of the UPC on the back. So this is the time where I did not want to change cases, because I want the customer, the collector, to get the Warner Brothers case with the UPC on it. So there's nothing you can do but keep it in that case. But yeah, we're going to have a little chat about angles on Monday.
I like that.
How about, do you believe now? How about the Partridge Family that I picked up for $5 in Sacramento? Big ups to the Cave, and sold it for $60.
Love it.
Who in 2022 needs a $60 Partridge Family CD? That's the question you should ask yourself.
This is true, but like, there's no good music anymore. I need the Partridge Family.
I'll buy the Partridge Family.
I liked them.
And then this I found for $1 at Goodwill in Wickenburg, Arizona, which is on the way to Phoenix. It's a little shit kicker town, dusty, nothing really there. 99 cents. I listed it. I woke up to the sale of $75.
Wow. But that's not his actual signature. I mean,
it is his actual signature. This was a promo only that was sent out way back when. And so the promo went out to record radio stations, and each of them were signed by Casey.
So it's not a copy; it's his actual handwriting.
Yep, the actual signature. And so that's 4 CDs in there of the first show from July 4th, 1970. So a quick sale that I picked up at Goodwill. Do you believe?
I believe.
All right. Sadly, not everything is as good as these. And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours.
Ugh, these bracelets.
Who needs bracelets? BB Baxter, come on over.
These Alex and Annie bracelets, I basically gave them away for $14, all 7. She wanted just a couple of them, and I was like, just here. Merry Christmas. Get them out of my house.
Yeah, I've been there many times. Like, good, go away.
And this thing, I've had it listed for well over a year, maybe a year and a half. And yeah, I was like, get it out of my house. Here, I'll take your $10 and you can have this clown growth chart that you need to make.
You should have just made it for me.
I almost did that, because I'm like, if it doesn't sell, then I'm just gonna make it and send it to Jason.
All right. Although the graphic itself on this shirt isn't cool, like a Hawaiian shirt should be. I don't know what I mean. It's kind of explorer-ish. This was a uniform from the Outrigger Waikiki Hotel, and it's vintage. It's got the epaulets at the top. It's got the 4 pockets. It's a cool ass shirt. And it's got the, gathered in the back. No one wanted it, Becky. I had it on every platform for 3 years.
Wow.
And so finally, someone offered me $20, and I couldn't accept it fast enough, because it's a dud that I thought was amazing that just wasn't going anywhere. I was like, yes, I'll take $20. Goodbye.
Exactly. That's how I felt with that stupid Cruel thing.
And this is my Debbie moment of the day. This record has been listed for 2 years, 3 months, and 11 days. And the night I bought it, there was 2. And I thought, should I get both? Thank God, Spidey Sense said, nah, just get one. Because I ain't sold it yet. And it's hot chicks and wearing kind of clown makeup. Maybe I should just listen to it. I don't know.
Latex, yeah. Is that German? I mean, they look German.
It's a French import by a band called Human Toys. And Excuse My French is the name of the record.
I see.
So I probably will listen to it, but yes, that would be considered a safari shirt. Could have used that, but yeah, no one was buying it anyway, at least. So I was happy with $20. Yep. So if you want this record, again, offer me $20. You can have it. $20. Tiki Punk Music. Come get it. I'm tired of it being in the way. And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. Okay, Dolly Parton grew up in Tennessee, opened up a restaurant in Orlando. I bought the t-shirt in Nevada, and now it's on its way to Berlin, Germany. Okay, this is why we want you to ship everywhere in the world, because you never know when a closed restaurant owned by Dolly Parton, a t-shirt from that closed restaurant is needed by someone in Berlin. Because like, what's going on in their life? Then they're like, you know that restaurant that closed down in Orlando years ago? I want that t-shirt. And Dolly Parton's nowhere on the shirt, just her name. But yeah, so it was one of those where I'm like, oh, I can't wait to share this, because this is the exact reason we want you guys to ship everywhere. Sadly, you don't have one. Sad trombone.
I don't. Those 7 billion people didn't want my cruel clown growth chart. I was sad.
I'm sad. And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. What to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
So, that cruel, well, actually there's I sold a Scooby-Doo dart board the other day, and it has 2 little like ping pong balls with Velcro wrapped around it. And I sent it in a bubble mailer, but I wanted to protect the ball so they wouldn't get crushed. So I took a piece of plumbing insulation that's got the slit in it instead of pool noodles. And I opened it up and put it over those 2 balls. And then I think 1 layer of bubble wrap and shoved it in a bubble mailer and sent it off.
Over those 2 balls shoved. I'm laughing like a 12-year-old over here.
I hope you're taking notes.
2 balls shoving. Okay, got it.
Cover your balls with noodles.
I was at a burlesque event last night that also had boylesque, and I saw a lot of balls. I did.
Excellent. Well, then that's fitting. So pool noodles, and if you don't have pool noodles, I just use the insulation piping that you can get I get it at Lowe's.
Yep.
And it's pre-cut. So
all right, so look at this amazing piece of art, Becky. One of my favorite all-time mug makers, Van Tiki, decided to make some different kind of art, and he takes a classic cocktail like the Pearl Diver on the left and the Jungle Bird on the right, and then laser cuts all these different layers of plastic that, when screwed together, form a cocktail. Oh, wow. So the Pearl Diver, if you look at what's cut out of the wood, that's the shape of the glass for the Pearl Diver. That's the shape of the glass for the Jungle Bird. Now, the shipping tip is, when you have something uber fragile, like the palm tree sticking up on the Jungle Bird, put a note on the outside. This is the note that Van Tiki had as you open the package. You're touching the wrong end. Don't touch the end with the X, because that's where the palm tree is, and you will break it. Turn it around to the side without the X and open it this way. So look, we send a CD, we send a pair of jeans. You don't need a note. You've got something fragile or a poster, open it here, put a note in. It does not hurt to put a note in when you have something very weird and fragile, and have them start at the end that won't break.
That's very smart.
Yeah, so I've kept this on my desk to remind me to do it. I want to show you guys forever. So yeah, put notes in when you have something weirdly fragile.
That's a good tip.
There you go. I am full of it. You're full of something. Thank you. I'll be my own A and B. And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing.
Oh, make friends with the state sale owners. Be nice to people and be nice to the workers because they're the ones that are going to give you the good deals. I've got so many phone numbers in my phone now. So if I'm looking for certain Pyrex bowls, or if I just want to know if there's Pyrex somewhere, or if I went to a sale and I see that they still have some stuff left, I will, I'm like, send me a text, let me know what's left over, and maybe I'll come dig. Or I just gave my number to somebody today because they had a ton of records, but it just wasn't a good place to look for them through them. So I said, well, if you still got records left tomorrow when you're cleaning out, give me a call. Let's make a deal.
And I concur. One of my favorite companies back I walk into, and besides the owner, all the employees go, "Hey, Jason," every time since I walk in. So, they're quick to come grab my stuff to put it in piles and take care of me and cut me deals when I ask. So,
exactly.
All right. When you find a kick-ass shirt like this vintage Shloom, y'all, shirt, even though it's got a stain on it, don't leave it behind. Someone will still spend $25 on it. It's a vintage ringer tee. I don't know if it was single stitch, but it was poly cotton mix, Hanes, and had a little stain, a little pilling, which we did put in the condition, but it was a cool shirt. You don't see Shalom y'all shirts written in Hebrew also. It's kick-ass. And it's a men's large. Again, in that middle area. My wife, who's a nice Jewish girl, would have loved this shirt, but it was too big. So time to move it on. But stain and pilling, customer paid $25. I paid $2 for it. So
nice.
Just because it has a stain doesn't mean it's a done deal. Now, if you're finding a shirt worth $5 and then it has a stain, don't waste your time. But $25, I will take it. Now, we try to get the stain out. We went through all the things that all y'all have told us to do, and it just wasn't coming. So we just said run with it, and it sold rather quick too.
Nice. Good times.
Good times. And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling.
If you're only selling on one platform, why? Expand. Even though, this is a handful, but I still need to expand. I not only sell on eBay, but I sell on Etsy, Poshmark, Mercari, sometimes on Instagram when I remember to do that too. But I mean, if you notice, like all of my scores this week were from 3 different platforms.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you should definitely be on them all.
Yeah, it's imperative. Well, not necessarily imperative, but it's profitable to expand and sell on different platforms because you never know where something is going to sell. I sold those glasses I sold on Etsy. I had them listed on eBay as well, and I was about to put them on Poshmark and Mercari, but then the guy who fabricated them bought them. So,
do you cross list, Beck?
I do cross list, and I'm looking into Vendu actually.
Cool.
And
All right. So this was a big CD lot that I bought. I've already made tons of profit on the good ones. And now we've been taking the bad ones and putting them in big lots. Now I'm bummed that this one didn't go a little bit higher, but I paid 10 cents a piece for these CDs. So here is 89 of them. And here is 119 of them, which I got more than $1 a piece. So I had basically $20 invested in all these crappy CDs. And that turned into $177 in sales.
That's
okay.
Awesome.
So when you buy big collections of anything, you can put the crap into big lots. But here's the tip: make it attractive. Look at this. You can see Paul McCartney. You can see the Killers. You can see the Doors. Things are standing out. I probably would have done something. Well, it's a Jay-Z single, just no art with it. But my assistant did a really good job of taking the pictures of the groupings. Like I said, I was hoping this one would go a little bit higher, but make it attractive. Make it attractive. So I am now making more money back on a lot that I've already made a shit ton of profit on.
Where do you start those auctions at?
So I tried $9.99 both times, and we ended up at $124 and $52. And I said, next week we're going to do another one, and we're going to start at $99.99 to see if we can get one more bid. I mean, one opening bid at least. So again, another tip is you should always be experimenting. Don't list the same way you have for 22 years. Try different things. I tried $9.99. The first time it worked well. The second time it didn't. All right, so let's try $100 opening bid, because I would have rather had 100 for both than 124 for one and 52 for the other. So
That's true.
So, keep trying. You got to keep fine tuning the entirety of your career online. And Sasha will attest to that when we get him on here.
Right.
If you stay in your lane forever, it'll just be comfortable and not exciting. And now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season? Okay, Beck, I buy music all the time that I have no clue who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Shut Up, It's Christmas, a Suddenly Tammy holiday EP. I have no idea who Suddenly Tammy is.
I don't know, but I think I want to know her.
Yeah, I mean, so people are always like, well, you know so much. Yes, I know a shit ton, but I sell things all the time. I have no idea what I'm selling, but here's what I know. I know how to use my phone to do my research and my brain, and I know how to sell shit. So I can buy a lot of weird stuff that I have no idea and don't even have time to listen to. So paid $1.99 for this and sold it for $15.
Nice.
Not the biggest sale, but I'll take it.
I need to find this music. I want to hear what Shut Up, It's Christmas sounds like.
Now I'm bummed that I didn't listen to it. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're angry, and sometimes they're just plain weird. Now it's time for the feedback of the week. Hey, we saw this earlier.
Ta-da! There's the feedback. It was awesome. The thing is, I'm so glad he said he was going to leave me good feedback, but because when I went to go get those bags out of the tote that they were stored in, there was a snow globe in there as well that had actually broken, and the liquid leaked and it got on the bags. So I did a cleanup job and, let them dry out. And I emailed him and let him know. I was like, when I pulled the bags out, blah, 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 they were dried off, but I did wipe them off to see if I could, I tried to repair them a little bit. And he was like, I showed him pictures and he's like, yeah, those look great. Still send them.
Awesome. And funny, I picked the feedback kind of along the same lines because, you send a pair of jeans, you don't have to worry about packing it. You just throw them in the envelope and go. Well, we have never sold a fancy hat before, at least with this team I have. And so I wasn't here the day I got shipped, so I never got to see it. And when I saw 5-star eBay, fast shipping, awesome item, that means it got there. They were happy. It was shipped well. So high fives to my team. And anytime you ship out something new, especially to your team, you're like, please get there in one piece. Please get there in one piece and not all crinkled. So they did a good job and they got high fives all around.
Nice. That's a nice looking hat too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a great hat. So, all right. So there is our segments. Hey, what are you doing on the 19th? You got plans?
I'll be at this little place called Revival Vintage selling my wares. That's my friend Sonia. She's the owner of that store it's called Revival Vintage. They sell all kinds of stuff. She's really huge into furniture. So she's got some great like teak wood stuff and she sells clothes. So there's some rad Hawaiian shirts in there, t-shirts, single stitch. She sells all kinds of stuff, but we do a pop-up market third Sunday of every month.
Nice.
And it falls on Father's Day. It fell on Mother's Day last month and it falls on Father's Day this month. So
come down in the Austin area and see Becky and her hair.
Yes, 12 to 4. It might be really sweaty, but it'll be fine.
All right. So normally I would do my commercials right here, but I forgot to get it ready. So I will be getting it ready while we talk to Sasha. So let's do that. I just sent my mom a thing. I'm like, I need this real quick. I forgot to do it. So let's get Sasha in here. And now it's time for the Thrifty Business special guest of the week. Boom, did it. It's like, Sasha, it's like your witness protection program.
I'm sorry. I have all the lights on.
I got the wrong header. There we go. Dummy me. Should we change your voice?
If I get close, then it's too
there
close.
We go. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good. I am excited. It was fun to go through your listings because you're a good seller. And I thought I would actually have to really dig, and I didn't. Now, it doesn't mean you're doing anything really bad, but Becky and I pulled out some of the same things that could improve the eyes on your products. And so even if you're not selling CDs yet, if you're not, I don't know what you're waiting for. I really don't. But if you're not, you can still take some of the same things that Becky and I are going to talk about and apply it to the other things you sell. So Sasha, you have a virtual assistant, yeah?
Yes, I have a virtual assistant, and she basically does all my drafts. I do all the photos, attach them to Google Drive, and then she takes a look at all the photos, looks everything up by the UPC because most of my stuff is media. 99% of my store is media, and so she does all the UPC: video games, CDs, cassettes, DVDs, everything. She looks them up by UPC, and then the drafts come in. I get the drafts, and then I look to make sure all the drafts are right. The running joke is there's a lot of stuff like color added to CDs, things that not necessarily have to go in. So we've addressed that, and she basically does that. Then I look at them, then I price them, and then I list them. We had a conversation about adding things to it, like record labels, and certain CDs on the sides have numbers, CK, DIDP, DICP, all that stuff. So she now does that. And it's a lot of listings, obviously. I have 1,500 listings. Yep.
Can I get it to focus? Can I? Yep. Boom. There it is.
Yep.
I had it focused for half a second, you damn camera.
Yeah. See, like this one is Lord of the Rings. It doesn't have it. But
damn. Okay, but you go over them. You actually physically go, okay, so everything here has been approved by you.
Correct.
So when Becky and I talk, and it boils down to me too. If an assistant makes a mistake and I approve it, I can have a chat with him going, why we do this. But when it comes to dealing with a customer, it's my business. So it's always going to come down to me. But however, every once in a while, I like, my neighbor's kid helps me out. I'll teach her better. I do try and pass the buck a little bit. So maybe they're not going to be like all angry at me.
I mean, on occasion, I'll miss something like new or sealed, and it won't be new sealed or vice versa, where I'll sell something. So I immediately contact the customer and I say, hey, do you still want this? And if I don't hear from them, I send it. And if there's a problem, I refund them and I move on.
Okay, so here we're going to jump in, and Becky and I are going to go kind of back and forth a little bit. Chat, I'm going to ask you many times what's missing or what's wrong. So we'll see how quick y'all are. All right, you ready? This one's just for Brian. Brian, you ready, Brian? What's wrong here? And I know Brian's going to give me an exact answer, but what's going on here that I would adjust? Do you have an idea, Becky?
Maybe, but I know for sure Brian will know because he sells those.
So it isn't so much what this item is, and I think Brian was in the chat. Didn't I see him earlier?
Yeah, he was in there a little while ago.
Okay. All suddenly, like the chat.
Oh, there he is.
All he wrote was LOL.
Yeah.
That was your answer, Brian? I teed you up, and your reply is LOL. All right, Sasha. You are using about 37% of the photo for your item and 63% for the background. You got to get up on your shit.
I can't see the photo on my end, so I don't know what I'm looking at.
What do you mean you can't see the photo on your end?
I can't see. It's something on my end. It's not yours.
So wait, you're not seeing the screen?
No, I see the palm trees. That's it.
What?
That's weird.
It's my router. It's not your end.
This is going to be a tricky show to do. Hell of a time to tell me. Hell of a time to say, by the way, I don't see nothing.
What's the listing?
Well, it's pretty much all your listings, actually. Man.
There's a lot of
open up a YouTube link, even though it's 30 seconds behind. Open up a YouTube link. Make sure to mute it. But yeah, there is way too much wasted pixels on background in this picture.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get up on your shit and get it in the middle. Give it a little room to breathe, but get up on it.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, all that stuff around, all the white space, it makes.
That's going to change too. I got a new phone, so that's with the new phone. So that's a very new listing right there.
So wait, do you see the three of us?
Yes. I see the photo now, Jason.
Oh, okay. But I'm like, my brain hurts. How do you see us and not everything else? Like,
It's a router issue.
Is
not you.
Becky's hair sucking up all the bandwidth? Is that what's
Pretty
happening?
much? Yeah. I'm looking at Star Wars Dark Force.
It's got its own weather system.
Yep.
It's like Sputnik.
You're good. I know.
Too much background. Yeah. So
Yeah.
get up on there. You're just wasting pixels on
Mhm.
nothing.
Good to know.
All right. Now, here's what's funny. Because I looked at it, I got an offer on it from Sasha. And so you're asking $19.98. The offer you sent me was $18.44. Here's my thought. If I was really looking to buy this game, to me, this feels like you only offered me $1 off. Now I know it's $1.50, but your initial price is 19 and whatever, and your offer was 18 and whatever. To really, I think, to get people's eyes open, it has to be $17.99 at least. So you're dropping those 2 digits down for a smaller item. Granted, if we were selling a $200 item, I would suggest more than $2 off. But this wouldn't get me excited to act. A couple bucks would. I'd probably still come back with a counter. But this seemed too small to me for the offer.
Yeah, it's just
too funny that
game.
showed up. Yeah. You were sending out offers. I'm like,
yep.
Beautiful. Yes, Becky's hair has its own area code. Yep. All right, so this is Becky's. Can you see this now or no?
Yeah, I can. Robin Thicke.
Okay. You need to have like a put hype sticker in the title, put the current key of music soul, or like featuring magic. Put one of the songs, the popular songs that are on that CD, put that in the listing, in the header, so that people know, oh, this is the CD I'm looking for with that song. I love that song Magic. I want to get that CD. And then they'll know that, oh, this is the one I'm looking for. And let them know, put hype sticker in the title, so that they know the hype stickers. Is it directly on the CD, or is it on the cellophane?
It's on the cellophane.
It's on the cellophane. Okay. It's a sealed CD. Yeah.
Either way, I would still put hype sticker.
Yep, I agree.
Magic.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing coming up, and I don't know if mine is the next one, Becky. Okay. So the key to these is there's a 3-letter word that you are missing from this title that people search for. Now, will people find this without that 3-letter word? Absolutely. But will people have their saved searches set up with that 3-letter word? Yes. The word you're missing is tin. People look for the Walt Disney Treasure tins. Because the DVDs come inside it in a plastic thing. And so you could sell the DVDs without the tin. So the fact that you have the tin, now granted, it's new. So of course you have the tin, but we're not going with a course. We're going with what people type in search. So people will type tin. And if you don't have it, then yours won't come up. And I know you had more than one of these treasures, so you definitely want to add 10. Oops, where's my notes? Make sure I don't forget nothing.
Yeah, if you can get 10 in there, I think it would sell.
There we go.
I can get in there. Yep.
Okay. I got one coming up where my only note is, dude, where's the rest of the title? We'll see which of that one is. Okay. So a couple things. Now, this is obviously your virtual assistant, but this is where you got to teach them. You don't need Herb Alpert twice. And because you have Alpert/Herb, this is all one word now. So this is a pointless word because no one is searching Alpert/Herb. That's all one word now because there's no space.
There's no space. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So take one of those out. I would say write out the word "and" instead of using the ampersand. I mean, do you think that makes a difference? Like
when people share links and stuff, not that we always get everything shared, that ampersand screws it up.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And so if I have, I like the look of it better than the word "and," but I know what happens on the other end. So if I have the space, I do write out "and." Now, granted, I understand the band is Herb Alpert, ampersand, the Tijuana Brass. So I don't hate it as much, but yeah, definitely tell your assistant Herb Alpert, the Tijuana Brass. You're good. Now move on to the other stuff. You don't need Herb Alpert and then Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. You've covered it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason I think it's in there is because of the way the title is too.
Could be.
Yep.
But yeah, you got to make sure there's a space. So if you guys don't know, those of you who are watching, if you have that slash in there, but the words are touching the slash, everything becomes a word. And so no one is searching that word.
Yeah, and I like this picture a lot better. It's a lot closer to.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I have a new phone and I'm still messing with it. So that listing, Jason, of the video game, that's completely brand new. Completely brand new. But the game doesn't stop, my friend. You got to keep listing.
Amen.
All right, so Becky's got a good one for this.
Yeah.
Electric Light Orchestra. Yeah, that's the name of the band, but if I'm looking for a CD from them, I'm gonna be like, man, I love ELO. I'm gonna go find an ELO CD on eBay today. And if I type in ELO, yours isn't gonna pop up because it's not in the title. And that's what most people associate that band with. Everybody knows ELO, but then when you ask them what does it stand for, most of them don't know. Electric Light Orchestra.
And the chat was ready too. ELO. Now, Sasha, here's a way around that. So I don't know if this title is exactly full or not, but let's say it is. Then down here in item specifics, you don't repeat the name of the band as Electric Light Orchestra. You put ELO down here. So then you've covered it. Electric Light Orchestra in the title, ELO in the item specifics. And when people search on eBay, it reads both the title and the item specifics. Yes. So this is how you fit more crap in. I mean, stuff. No, you cannot put hashtags in your title, Jenny. That does not work. That does not work. Okay, this one is the most hottest mess I've ever seen. The name of the band is Showbread. Okay, it's not in your title. And down here is a whole different CD and a whole different barcode in here. Yeah. And I am frozen and it won't move. What in the absolute hell?
Oopsie. Huh. Oh, there it goes.
No. There we go.
On mine.
So it wasn't just me. Okay, I feel
better
now.
So the band isn't Anorexia Nervosa. However, Nervosa is the name of this album by Showbread, and they also have something called Anorexia. So your assistant took two words and made it, and there's just so happens to be a band called Nervosa Anorexia, but has nothing to do with this band.
Yeah.
So all these item specifics and oddly the barcode are all a different album. Because here's this big picture with a big ass word of Showbread, and I'm like, where's that anywhere?
Right.
So even if they didn't catch that they picked the wrong thing, they should whoever's working for you, whether it be virtual or actual. Okay, the biggest thing on the CD is the word Showbread. That should probably have to be someplace. Whatever's the biggest in the font should probably be in our title, whatever it may be. If it's a book, if it's a CD, if it's the logo on a pair of jeans, if it's huge, it probably belongs in there. Okay, here it is. Dude, where's the rest of your title?
Thank you.
I don't even remember listing this.
Now, the album's called Icon. It's basically a different way to say greatest hits.
Yep.
ABBA's the band, obviously, and CD. But as Becky said before, I'm going to say again on the upcoming one, people don't often know the names of albums. And since this is just a kind of a cheapy greatest hits, no one's probably looking for Icon. But what someone might look for is Waterloo or the Dancing Queen. I mean, those are the two big ones. SOS is pretty big. I mean, all these songs are huge. Mamma Mia, obviously Mamma Mia. Well, Mamma Mia. That's what you fill your title with. All the big hits.
Mm-hmm. I concur, Doctor. And so does Mr. Pappy.
Doctor.
Cat.
Okay. Becky had this one, and her thoughts are the same. My same thoughts on the one I had that's coming up. So, Becky, the floor is yours. Whoa!
He was like, "I'm out.
I don't want to be on this show no more.
This is bullshit." This one you need to have John Candy in there in your title. Also, maybe Dan Aykroyd, so that they know who it is. That's what's gonna.
You do have it down here.
Well, that'll help too.
Yeah. But you know, the new, you can always get rid of the new because you've got it in the brand new condition. I do like sealed, but definitely fit in because John Candy is a shorter name than Aykroyd.
Yep.
So I would definitely fit that in because I definitely think you have the room for it in this title.
Yeah, and he's in both films, so that makes more sense to have John Candy in there because that's who it's, double feature.
Yeah, there are listings to fix. It was a work in progress when she started.
So here they are down here in this one. However, along the same lines, where is it? So oddly, they took 3 Austin Powers and then they jammed Spies Like Us with it, which is an odd foursome. Different eras, different actors, but you definitely need the Spies Like Us up in the title because it's such a, it's which one doesn't belong.
Right.
And so you definitely want that in the title. And if not, definitely down here, Spies Like Us. And then, down here, all you have is Mike Myers and Heather Graham. Should definitely be adding Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd, sure.
Yep. Because again, you never know what people are. Because someone just like, I just want to look for a Chevy Chase DVD. Then yours will come up in that search because you got Chevy Chase and you got a DVD.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Walter. It kind of depends on the item and what other people are doing with theirs, but yeah. So it's hard to do eye level. Kathy says, can you take your photos from eye level instead of looking down? CDs and records are hard to do from eye level because they're very reflective. Just like we showed in the Prince one, all you saw was my peanut dispenser.
Yeah, I never take them at like eye level because all you see is either my hand, my shirt, or the phone.
And then sometimes you forget to wear clothes. And so, All right, I'll let the chat. All right, chat, what's wrong here? I'll let the chat pull this one out. Lisa, this is for you. What's wrong here? Lisa,
I see it too.
You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know who Russell Simmons is, he does have 2 L's in his name. So,
Yep.
So, misspellings. And I'm assuming your virtual assistant wrote those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, I said, look, if you have to if I'm selling a corduroy jacket and you write the word corduroy and you misspell it, I ain't so mad, although you should figure it out. I ain't so mad. If you have an item in front of you with the words written down them and then you misspell it, then I get a little annoyed because the word's for you in front of you. It's right there.
He's gotten annoyed with me before, so.
Lisa is my spelling. Your mom's got it spelled wrong. She's always on it. Russell Simmons is the man who started Def Jam Records with the guru. What the fuck's his name?
Dr. Dre?
No, that's Death Row. Def Jam. Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Run DMC, Rick Rubin. Couldn't think of Rick's name. So, and Russell's brother is Run from Run DMC.
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
Is that a single? Oh, it's a DVD. Never mind.
Yeah, DVD.
But what is it a DVD of? Just
Life
a video?
After Death Row. So Death Row is a record label, and so
yeah.
Suge Knight went to jail, and so now someone made a movie on what happened to Death Row Records. Now I don't know when this was made, but Snoop bought Death Row Records like 2 months ago.
Well, I just couldn't figure out I couldn't figure out what it was.
I didn't even catch that, Debbie.
Movie.
Sasha, you're using global shipping program? What?
I am. Yep.
Dude, what?
Yep.
How did I miss that, Debbie? How did I miss that?
I missed it too.
It's a choice.
What? Okay, explain to me. So they charge your customer more. You can't make extra money using it. Those 2 things alone should put you right back into shipping yourself.
Yeah, but it's a choice.
Well, but tell us why?
Because I have a full-time job. I'm busy. I know what you're going to say, but it's time.
Wait a minute. It takes you no longer to ship to the hub in Kentucky than it would directly to the customer.
Yeah, pirate ship is the same thing.
You're still printing out a shipping label.
I'll give you my word. I'll look into it.
Look, when you ship internationally on your own, it costs about 1/3 less than eBay charges a customer.
Mm-hmm.
So you get more business that way. And B, you can pad it a bit because we use pirate ship simple export rate. So our shipping's cheaper than everybody's. And you can pad it a bit, and the customer is still getting the better deal. And you put money in your pocket, which then covers all your shipping supplies.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you're throwing free money away, Sasha.
And I think I don't know how much over international sales you get, but I think you would probably get even more international sales if you did switch to using pirate ship. because I've had customers that were like, if you can you ship pirate ship or a different way than GSP because it's so expensive.
So my example always is for our Canadian customers. Hello, Lisa. If I sold a T-shirt, and this was our prices have changed a little bit, but if I sold a T-shirt and shipped it to a customer in Canada, I would charge $17. It would only cost me $12. I'd make $5 on shipping, and that same shirt through GSP would be $37 shipping. Now, educated customers really quick said, "Why the hell would I pay $20 extra for the same product from a different seller?" They wouldn't. So you cannot give me, you have a full-time job, because it doesn't change anything. You still print out a shipping label.
I understand. I'll look into it.
I want to make you more money.
Okay. I'll look into it more, and then I'll come back and say I did it.
All right. Every month I make about 200 in shipping. So that 200 covers all my shipping supplies, 200 a month for the year. So
it's tough love here. It's tough love.
Oh, it's all good.
But it's funny that neither one of us noticed it. Yeah, see? Canadians won't buy from sellers using GSP.
I'll contradict that. Most of my sales that go to Canada are
those
GSP.
those aren't educated. What you're not thinking about is the educated buyers who are just skipping you by.
Sure.
I spoke at a convention here in Vegas, a big Amazon convention. And I said, "How many international people in the audience?" And about half the audience raised their hand. Do you guys buy from eBay sellers or US GSP? Every hand went down. Every single hand. Because those were educated buyers. Yeah, there are plenty of buyers who aren't educated. I sell to those buyers all the time too. But the educated ones are going to skip you. We don't want that to happen to you. I want everyone to make the most money they can. Okay, so kind of back to filling in the spaces. Ellie Goulding is the big deal here. So she should definitely be in the title. I don't know if I brought it up, but one of the other soundtracks you had, your assistant just typed various artists. Well, pick out a couple.
Right.
Because that's the key words that,
I already had that conversation. Okay. I just got to go in there and address various.
Kendrick Lamar is huge, even though I don't care for him. Zed's pretty big deal. So all those will definitely bring more eyes. And now here's the tip for everybody. Okay. You only have so much room in your title. Say Sasha gets Ellie Goulding in there and he's out of room. So you got Zed, and then I would definitely get Zed and Kendrick Lamar in there. You come down here and you click on the add custom item specific and just put artist number 1. And then the answer is Kendrick Lamar. Artist number 2, the answer is Zed. That way, all the artists are now in this listing, and boom, you get more eyes on your prize.
Yes.
All right. I love your tip on this one. Becky.
Oh gosh, what did I tell? I've sold this CD before. Definitely put Target exclusive in the headline, why can't I talk words today? in the listing title, put Target exclusive, because Taylor Swift sells, and price it higher. It needs to be at least $19.99.
Okay.
But yeah, the Target exclusive is the big deal. Mm-hmm. And yeah, working on my webinar from 2 weeks ago and this one coming up, her shit never stops selling. It's insane. Oh. It is insane how much of a variety of stuff sells of hers constantly. So, yeah, always price her crap high.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely use crap in the right sense there. I liked her for a hot minute, and then she got too righteous for me. Okay, I'm going to go back to, dude, where's the rest of your title? Let's look how many characters are on this cover. Like, look how many keywords are available. Fill that sucker up.
Heck yeah.
Now, again, for everybody, this would be a case where you use all these villains, because villains are a big deal. They have a specific villain night at Disneyland. So the people who like the bad side of the movies instead of the good side, instead of the love story, they go on villains night. So people love the villains.
What was the title again? Can we zoom out?
Mickey's House of Villains.
Okay. I would do Mickey's House of Mouse.
Oh, the House of Mouse.
Oh, yeah. I missed that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So together, the three of us are one good seller.
We get stuff done.
Wow. Brian has sold that Taylor Swift in the past for $65.
Wow. That's awesome.
Maybe when she was in the news more, yeah, it can happen.
Well, she puts out a new record of her old records like every other week, so she's constantly still in the news.
Right.
Yeah, there's rumors that she's going to do it with 1984, I think.
1989.
That's it.
Yeah, she's going to remake the George Orwell book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
All right, I think this was yours, right?
Version.
Right, Becky?
The Addams Family is weird is relative does not need to be in the title, because that's not part of the movie title. I mean, weird is relative, that they're just talking, they're all family. I would take that out. It doesn't necessarily need to have McDonald's either. Even though it's an exclusive McDonald's VHS tape or something like that, but put Raul Julia in there, even though he passed away shortly after the movies were made. List Christina Ricci or Angelica Houston in the title, and then, like you do, go back to your item specifics and put everything else down in there, because people are looking for, oh, what's that movie that Angelica Houston was in, or Christina Ricci, or, oh, I really missed that Raul guy. What movie was he in? That sort of thing. And then just the real estate around the VHS tape.
Okay, this is for the chat. Oh, oops, I got something in my way. This is for the chat. What band is she from?
I know.
Because, yes, you want Jennifer Nettles in the title, but when it comes down to below, when you do music, it'll give you the artist name. So this is the point where, even though it's just a Jennifer Nettles solo CD, you put the name of the band down below, because then you're covering more grounds, because not everyone knows her name, but they know the band she came from. So it's kind of like if The Edge does something on his own, or Tommy Lee had a band called Methods of Mayhem, Tommy Lee being the drummer of Motley Crue. And so people might not know. So you got to try and get as many things in there. So, yep, she is the one of the singers in Sugarland. So definitely get Sugarland in there. If not in the title, definitely down in the item specifics.
I met her. She's very nice.
That's good, because I'm sure you've met a lot of people where you went,
oh, yes, I've got a list of those too. But I will take that paycheck they're giving me.
Didn't we talk about this CD the other day, Sasha?
We did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so what you want to do on this? So this is Prince Lotus Flower, spelled very funny. So, yes, that is the way Prince spelled it. But I'm going to guess if an average buyer searches for it, they're going to spell it with the E. So you definitely need that E down the item specifics. So Lotus Flower spelled correctly. And it's 3 albums in one here. And so you should have Elixir and that stands for Minneapolis Sound. You should have those down the item specifics too. Okay. Because again, it's one of those things where, oh man, I love that Elixir CD by that chick. What's her name? And then also have her name, So all those are all keywords that, and look, I'm in my 50s. I'm starting to forget names. Like I'll be like, that one artist. And so I just start typing things I know that are related to them, and then it pops up. And so I got to imagine other people shop the same way. You and I are, and even Becky too, our heads are full of music. But the average consumer is like, I heard one song once. What was that on? So they're going to start typing random words that they know that associate to it. So if you have all those words somewhere in your listing, hopefully their eyes will get to your listings. Yes. But yeah, and it's a very skinny packaging for a 3-album set.
Yeah, it is. It's barely 5 ounces.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
That's really cool, though.
And we talked about short titles. The big hit on here is Jesus Take the Wheel.
Jesus Take the Wheel, yeah.
Yeah. So that here, this is a prime example. Who doesn't know Jesus Take the Wheel by Carrie Underwood? But who knows the name of the album is Some Hearts? Everyone knows Jesus Take the Wheel.
Yeah, that definitely needs to be in the title, because I didn't realize that, because I looked at that one too and I almost picked it, but I didn't realize that was the CD that song was on. Now, if it's in the title, then I'm going to know. I'm like, oh, I need to get that CD because I love that Jesus song and I love Carrie.
And then I think this is our last one, Sasha. One more thing, especially on box sets, I think the pictures are more attractive if you put on this kick-ass little angle like this. Kind of fills the space a little bit more, gives it a little depth, not as flat. Like, look, there's not really anything to do with CDs because they're just flat to begin with. But especially when you got box sets, it definitely, to me, weirdly, it feels better. It feels like you can reach out and grab it because it's not just a flat thing.
Yep.
We've given some depth to it. So I wouldn't do with single things, but every box set I would. And it kind of fills the square just a little bit more.
I would also put box set in the title because okay. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I always search when I'm looking for a box set, no matter if it's music or movies, I always type in box set for sure.
Mm-hmm. I really kind of want that right now. I love
Okay, chat.
Benny Hill? Yeah.
All right, Sasha and Becky, if you know the answer, don't say it. Do you know the name of the Benny Hill theme song and who performs it? Do you know, Becky? Do you know, Sasha?
No.
Okay, let's see who knows in the chat who the Benny Hill theme song, when he's running around chasing the girls. Mm-hmm. Who performs it and what's it called? Yes, we have everyone right now can hear it in their head. Okay, Lisa knows the name. It's called Yakety Sax. Mm-hmm. Mike likes your find, and Brian has the CD. There's my boy John. Yep, Boots Randolph. He was a sax player. It's called Yakety Sax. So next time you're impressing friends with trivia, the Benny Hill theme song is Yakety Sax by Boots Randolph.
That's funny. I did makeup for Fox News the other night, and he's a regular guy. Chuck DeVore was on, and we were talking about that very song.
Were you really?
Yeah, because his father-in-law lives with them, and he's got dementia and other stuff, and it's like, and they've got like a baby cam in there in his room, so they know when he's moving around, and he says it's like Benny Hill and playing the song when he gets up and going around.
All right, Sasha, you got 1,400 items listed. The fact that we pulled that out, the fact that she had that conversation 2 days ago is crazy.
And that's also one of my newer listings. That was a lucky find, I will say.
Yeah.
And so on this one, I think it's the last one. There's songs from Jaws, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., Jurassic Park, all should be in the title. Uh-huh. OST, and especially with the periods, no one ever searches for that. So at least either spell out soundtrack or put all the things that it came from. That'll definitely put more eyes on it.
Yeah, and if you put ET, don't put the period in there because, like he said, it messes up the algorithm, I think, when people are searching.
All right, so Sasha, of your monthly sales or yearly, I guess, doesn't really matter. What percentage is just CDs?
Actually, it's between 18 and 20. So for the year, it's 20. For the month, it's 18.
All right, so 1/5 of all your solds are CDs. Now, do you get into other stuff? Do you have T-shirts? You got jeans? You got bras? Anything like that?
Nope. I have video games. I have movies. I have cassettes. I have accessories for things, but that's it. Yeah. For the year, let me look real quick. For the year, no, this is for the month May to June. 39% were movies and TV. Let's see, 39% were video games. 17% for the last month was music, which was CDs, obviously, and 1.4% was VHS.
All right. It's funny because I never figured out my percentages, but I know what I sell in dollar amount in CDs per month and per year. And,
for the year, I mean, I could tell you for the year of 2021, I had 11,000 in sales, 11,500 in sales for just CDs.
Mine was about 44,890 or something like that. That's just CDs, and I do sell a ton more other stuff. I sell, obviously records and cassettes, but I sell a lot of clothes, a lot of tiki mugs, and so when I tell people, I go, I could do $50,000 a year in just music without even blinking, and everyone can do that. You don't need to know it. It definitely helps. Sasha and Tony and I talk a lot about music and what we're finding, what we're selling. And then Becky and I just talk a lot about music in general when we chit chat and the bands we're seeing. But with the ability to research in your pocket, and if you know what you're doing, and that's what I teach in my classes, it definitely helps that you don't know the music. Now, you can listen to it, but people always go, do you have to listen to everything you buy? It'd be impossible, especially for Sasha and I. You have 1,400 media items listed right now. I do too. Like if they're all an hour each, that is 1,400 hours.
No,
Where's that time coming from?
Plus, I have a machine that cleans them all. So any scratches that are on there, the Echo Pro or Eco Pro, depending on how you pronounce it, that cleans the whole thing.
Wow.
So all of my CDs are cleaned.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I do not do vinyl.
You know, funny, until Mark asked, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize I didn't see any. So
I have a very specific reason.
Is that something you'll share with us?
Oh, sure. Easy.
Oh.
Vinyl buyers are like comic book buyers. They're picky and they return. And yes, they don't all the time. But to answer your question, Jason, I just don't have access to a lot of vinyl as I do the other stuff. Believe it or not. I mean, I was at Half Price Books the other day, and they had Billy Joel's volume 1 and 2 still sealed for $50. I grabbed it because it sells for $300. But that I can sell.
Now I gotta tell you, I've been selling records for 22 and a half years, and I have not had any problems in picky buyers. And I'd say any. Sure.
I'll be honest,
there's
I
been
just don't have the
years.
access. Yeah, I just don't have the access to all of the plus when we have estate sales, all the guys who buy the vinyl and they get up there 2-3 hours prior and they're the first ones in the door and they just pick them up and take them out.
Yeah, I will agree with that, Becky. I was at an estate sale where the vinyl was all amazing jazz, like Impulse and Blue Note, and the vinyl was all in the lower part of the big entertainment wall. And that's where everyone went. And I'm tall and my hips don't work so well. And from here up was all CDs. Yay. Now, was the vinyl probably more attractive in terms of the overall return? Maybe. But not one person looked at the CDs but me. Wow. And so while these grown men are fighting on the floor, essentially, Roman Greco wrestling going on below me, I'm stepping over them and just cherry picking all the best CDs. And no, not one other person looked at the CDs.
That's pretty much what I do. I go in with a tub and I'm the only one looking at all the CDs and DVDs and everyone else is looking at all the other memorabilia or clothing or something else. And the other resellers are in there looking at baseballs and caps and all that other stuff. I stick to my niche or niche and I like it.
All right. So you sent me some pictures. Oops. Let me get them bigger.
I did.
So,
okay.
So what's going on here?
So, this is a private sale that someone is doing. This is just one shelf of 50 that I'm actually taking a trip and I will be flying out. Yeah, I'm going to be buying this person out pretty much.
And look at all the tins. Don't forget the
that's
3 letters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's 15 of those wonderful treasure Disney tins that we were talking about. They are all sealed. That's 15 out of the 30. There are 30 total that have been made, and he's got 15 of them.
Wow.
And so it's going to be an interesting day of boxing and pricing. But
you got to bring a lot of tubs, brother.
It's not going to be tubs. It's going to be boxes, and I'm going to be shipping them back. So.
Oh wow! And those are that's the Disneyland treasures.
They're all set.
Okay.
Each one. 3D Blu-rays, 4K. All sealed, box sets, 75th anniversary of, the Wizard of Oz, the 70th anniversary of the Wizard of Oz, the Dark Knight trilogy, a white cover set, a black cover set, a blue cover set. I mean, it's insane.
Ken says you'll be Black Diamond rich.
You know what? A sale like this comes once in a lifetime.
Oh yeah. All right. Before we get to your scores, and you have amazing scores. Let me, since my mom sent me a picture, let me tell you what's happening next Sunday. Because mom is very excited to get back on the air. Okay, I just made a graphic. I'm like, where is it? All right, so next Sunday, come on, move. There we go. So since we've been off the air, holidays, and we do every other week, mom's not been on the air for a while. She has so much good stuff to share with everybody. She just wants to do a whole hour next week. So yay. This is some of the stuff. I see a blow up Goodyear blimp.
Oh.
I see some crazy slippers, 2 blow-up footballs. I see a ton of music. So yay, Mom. So next week, Mom is just sharing her haul. And bonus, I have a small haul thanks only to my mother. I bought 5 of an item that I have never bought before, but over the past year, I see my mom keep selling them in her scores of the week. And I saw 5 at auction. I'm like, I'm getting these because my mother told me to. So it's definitely the tides have turned. You know, I've bought other things that Mom has told me to, but this is definitely one was never even on my radar in a million years. And because of her, I bought 5 this week.
Sweet.
At an auction that has a part 2 next weekend. So by the time Sunday rolls around, I might have 10.
Oh, I hope so.
Yes. So next week is going to be fun. Now, before we get to Sasha's awesome scores, and guess what? They're CDs. Shocker.
Oh, my God.
I do want to talk about Tuesday night real quick because I know I haven't, not everyone signed up yet. Now, this is a paid class this time, but I always over deliver in my paid classes. I always deliver in all my classes, but definitely in the paid classes because I'm appreciative of anyone who takes the time out to spend with me and takes money out of their pocket to spend on me. I want to make sure you earn it back. So A, when you buy classes, you can write them off. So double check with your tax accountant. But B, we're coming out the gate Tuesday night with 20 brand new bolos. Bolos of CDs I have never talked about before. Some because they're brand new and some because I just never mentioned them. I have them by artist, by title, and by section of the record store. So I think casually, if you went into 1 to 2 record stores a month for the entire year, you could find at least half the list. And if you found every one of them on the list, $1,495 in bolos. So that's worth your money right there. You could tune in for the first 7 minutes and be like, I'm out. That's all I needed. I got those 20 bolos that no one talks about, and I'm out. But, I don't stop there. If you only have time for one section in a record store, soundtracks is where all the money is. I'm going to break down the entire soundtrack section to show you what you're looking for. When you buy an entire CD collection, or in Sasha's case, an entire DVD collection, once you get it back, it's a lot of sorting out. And so I don't think people who haven't bought big collections like Sasha and I have, if you've never sorted out a whole collection, you don't know where to start. Like, what do? How do you sort? And it's all about going through it, making the piles. And that's what we're going to talk about. Because I did take some pictures when me and my 2 assistants sorted through 2,000 CDs we got at a junk store. So there is a process to it. It's a little bit of work, but it definitely help you out in the long run to make the good money right away and then make the kind of like, let's group the crap together at the back end. Sasha knows this too. Vintage sealed CDs. Look at that Dune, Becky. That's from the original movie. That isn't in print anymore. And that's a sealed one that's sitting on a shelf in a record store with the original price from some record store 25 years ago.
I love it.
And there are sealed vintage CDs everywhere. And I mean, DVDs, we just saw, those tins came out in 2001, I think. 2002, Sasha. I'm pretty sure. So those tins are 20 years old, and you're picking up sealed.
Right.
Still sealed. Ooh, let me get the little crawl going while I'm talking about, what we're, there we go, flippingcds.com. All right, antique stores. Did you know antique stores are packed with CDs? Not just antiques. I'm going to show you, again, kind of breaking down how to find CDs, what you're going to find in antique stores, what I have found, and you'll be shocked at how much music is in antique stores. And then I'm going to pick on Debbie for a second because I used to do what Debbie does. She lists things and never takes them down. And so they're listed for 7, 10, 15 years. And so I realized this shelf you see in here was full to the brim, and we had CDs on Amazon for 4 or 5 years. Well, apparently no one wants them, at least on Amazon. So what do? You can't keep your shit listed forever. Plus, you have your money invested in it. You got to keep it flowing. And so I'm gonna show you how specifically I keep it flowing and break it down and move it from here to there and over and around and get my money back. That's all a process I have never taught before, but there is a process to it. So I cannot wait to share it. And then selling on Discogs. Too funny. So Sasha and I were talking right before we went live. Today, Discogs changed their look of their pages. I've already crafted that section, and I'm like, shit, I have to go recraft it because The screenshots I took don't exist no more because that's not how the page looks anymore.
Well, for crying out loud.
So talk about up to the minute teachings. They change the look of their website in a certain part. So this is the best place to sell music because of smallest fees. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to break down the fees for you. I'm going to show you how to sell. I'm going to give you lots of examples. And every single person can sell on Discogs. Not everyone can sell on Amazon. Sasha, can you sell on Amazon?
No. Well, yes and no. I'm able to list some CDs,
okay,
nothing in popular music, but then when I scan some things in, it'll say not eligible. Or so no. I exclusively sell on eBay actually. So
wait, you don't sell on Discogs?
No.
Oh, dude, we got to get you on there. Oh my God, the fees are so tiny. I want to make you more money, sir. I'm going to make you more money because you got a family. Everyone needs more money. All right. So here's the 7 sections. It's going to be at least 2 hours long. Then we do a Q&A. So when I do the big paid classes, we end up usually around 3 hours. We do take a little pee break in the middle because I can't even sit still for 3 hours. But here's all the sections we're going over. It is worth every single penny of $299. But I always throw deals for the first time it's coming out. And so for this week and this live one is going to be $199. After the fact, it will be $299. And for those of you who are brand new to this, I know a lot of you have already taken up this offer, but I put everything together that has come before this, the classes I've already done. I'm calling it the Backstage Pass because, of course, we're talking music. And you're going to get my original Flippin' CDs. Let's get this out of the way here. Flippin' CDs number 2, The Art of Selling Christmas CDs, Flippin' Print CDs. Everything you're going to get in the Backstage Pass is about 10 hours of video content to teach you how to go out and find everything. That itself is worth every single penny of $299. But of course, it's a deal time. Only $100 additional. Plus, also, you get to join the Flippin' CDs, Flippin' Music for Profit group. So I can always answer your music questions right there. And if you don't believe me, Becky's taking my classes. Here's a bunch of other people who have taken my classes that have fully enjoyed them and have added money to their bottom line. I think, Becky, if you're new to this, if you're casual about it, but you go out and hunt, you could add $500 every month pretty quickly.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Now, here's the thing. People take my classes sometimes, Sasha, and then they don't do nothing. And they're like, well, that wasn't worth it. Did you go out?
You got to go out. Yeah, you got to go out.
Did you rewatch? Did you take notes? Like the old, you can lead a horse to water. I can't force you to go out to the store, but I can give you the tools to go out to the store. I've been doing it for 22 and a half years, and I perfected it. And so I'm good at it.
My favorite line somebody said to me last week was, well, I go to Savers all the time, and it's the same CDs. I said, yeah, but the colors change. They change the colors every week, and they move the old stuff, and they put the new stuff. He goes, oh, I never noticed that there are different colors.
Yeah. Now, look, thrift stores are great, and that's part of what I teach in the earlier classes. But when you walk into a thrift store, you have no idea what you're going to see. Talk about a crapshoot. But every single record store has a box set section. Mm-hmm. Every single record store has a soundtrack section. Every single record store has a space where print CDs are. So I give you all the knowledge to go, okay, I'm going to go over to this section. I'm looking for these 10 things. Oh, here's one. Okay, that paid for the class right there in one CD. That's what's great about the classes I teach and the ones I charge for. We have demonstrated always that you can find $200 CDs, $200 DVDs. So if you find one thing from the class that I taught you, paid for your class, and then everything else is just free, so to speak. All right, we thought this was cut and dried and very self-explanatory, but everyone got a little confused. If you just want the new class Tuesday night, it's $199. Click on the left side. If you want the class Tuesday night with everything else, if you've not taken any of my other classes before, if you're new to following me, click on the right side. So it adds the $100 to the $199, so it's $299. So it's left or right. Okay. So if you got any questions, hit me up. We're less than 48 hours away, and please ask questions. People always ask me questions 5 minutes before my classes start. I'm like, I can't answer questions then. I'm running around making cocktails, getting the last minute things ready. You have to ask me a question tonight.
That's funny.
Oh, this is awesome. See, Jen went back, watched the Christmas one, reminded her about something she had forgotten, and so now it's back in her brain to go out and look. And yes, there is a payment plan when you sign up. I think it's called Easy Pay. We use you can do an installment of 4 payments. So yeah,
sweet.
And it will be in the Secret Beach, but not to a little bit later for those of you in the Secret Beach. Do you sell more on Discogs than eBay? For me, Discogs and eBay are 50-50. And then their half is Amazon. But Amazon's been in the tank lately, so I'm going to start moving more to Discogs. All right. With that being said, what did Sasha sell? All right. So let's talk about your duds first.
Yeah. Well, like I said, last year I bought a really large collection. Becky talked about estate sale find and getting to know the estate sale people. Well, one guy knew I did CDs and DVDs. They bought a hoarder house, and they bought out the entire estate, and the guy had over 20,000 pieces of music and DVDs, and I ended up buying them all. But majority of them were pretty bad as far as not condition, but just duds. But a lot of country, but the country still sells. So basically, what I did was I put them up just to get rid of them. More or less, the sealed ones were selling really well. So this is not exactly a huge sale, but it's And again, I can criticize myself, and I could have put some songs in, hype sticker, etc. So we're good.
Yeah, especially since it's a great hits collection. Obviously,
Correct.
you've got 16 options of, excuse me, 20 options.
And so this was for your benefit, Jason, because we had a running joke when Tony and I and you were talking, and we said something about like selling something like from way back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. And I said, well, I bet you I could sell the Maverick. So I put it up, and it sold.
Oh my God, I forgot we had that conversation.
We did. And so I said, I bet you I could sell it. So I included it as my dud, but this was strictly for your benefit because I knew it would sell, and it did.
All right, right before we get to your scores here, sitting on Brian's desk was Yakety Sax by Boots Randolph. What in the hell, universe? What in the hell?
Oh, that's awesome.
Becky talked about it. Brian's on Brian's desk. Like,
that's awesome.
And so many of y'all didn't know the name of that song or who performed it. Now it'll be burned into your brain, although backwards.
That's awesome.
Too funny. All right. I have sold this soundtrack many times.
Yep. This soundtrack was Roxanne, obviously. This was sitting in Savers. And that came along with about 12 or 15 soundtracks. Like, I need more soundtracks. But this came with a bunch of other soundtracks that were donated. And I immediately picked it up, sent a picture to Jason. I said, I finally found one. Because this was one we talked about too, and I was like, I've not to say, the old saying, I'm never going to find it, but I did, and it was going for roughly between like $30 to $35, and I have my 8% off on items, and it went, and I think that went GSP, not to rub it in.
All right, I because you sent me way more scores than we're going to use, but I like the fact that, of course, we always talk about you're grouping things together that are better as a group than as
I
solos.
did. And again, this is a perfect example of, again, a Savers hit, $1.99 a piece, and 20% off, et cetera, et cetera. They were all sealed, and that's one box set. But to get, like, by itself, they sell for like $7, and you put them all together and it sells for $28.
Nice.
That was a radio show.
Okay. And I picked this one because I'm like, who?
I know.
What is this?
Lea Salonga is a very, very famous Broadway singer.
Oh, really? So you know her? I didn't know her.
Oh, yeah. I knew. The second I picked this up, I knew. And I apologize I didn't send the back. This was her debut album, period. And this sold in less than, I think, a week. And so she's done voiceovers. She's done a lot. Yeah, Mike. I'm the lot king and other things like video games, but not so much CDs and stuff. But thanks, Mike.
All right, Becky, did you know who she was?
The name sounded familiar, but I didn't put two and two together. No.
But I'm kind of glad. This proves that you don't need to know everything. I'm the music guy. I had no clue who this was. Not a clue. And I might not even have scanned this, Sasha. To me, this looks like one of them things that you're like, yeah, it came out of the $1.99 bin.
So she's from the Philippines originally too. And she's actually, what's funny about this CD is the back. I didn't send you the back. The back has no barcode. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. I learn something new every day when I'm working on music.
Yep. And Miss Saigon and a lot. She's done a lot.
When I start,
go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead, Sasha.
No. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York.
This is a St. Louis accent, can't you tell?
Yeah.
Sasha lives in St. Louis, Janet.
I live in St. Louis, but I'm originally from Brooklyn. Anyway, I picked this up. It's funny too. It was in Savers, and it was in the old color section. So it was been sitting there for at least 3 weeks.
Yeah, waiting for you to come back.
Yep. And so, yeah, sorry, I don't mean to go on about this.
No, I mean, it kind of shows you that there are probably other CD sellers in St. Louis besides Sasha, but they didn't look at that Savers for 3 weeks, and so they were just waiting. What I love when I'm putting a presentation together, of course, okay, here's the 7 big categories, things I haven't taught before. Let's teach them. But when I was working on the 20 bolos, I found a couple things I didn't know were bolos. There's a band I love, and one of their albums is out of print that I had no clue was out of print. So I'm like, oh, good knowledge for me. But I love when I sit down to really work on something because it even expands my knowledge just almost osmosis sometimes.
She just to end that one, she was the original Kim and Miss Saigon.
Okay. Nice. I love Ghost Riders by
this blew my mind. Okay, so this was not a Becky quarter, but this was 50 cents at a garage sale, and I know I'm crazy. I remember all these buys, and the CD was mint, and it blew my mind when I scanned it. I knew it was money, but I didn't know it was this much. And it was 45. Obviously, it went for $45.99, and it I don't know. It sold pretty quick too, less than 2 weeks for sure. But again, it's funny how you go to garage sales and people go, "Do you have any video games?" I'm the one who goes, "Do you have video games, CDs, DVDs?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like it just comes out.
I need you to add tiki mugs to your repertoire too.
Yeah, you're in deep trouble if you want tiki mugs in St. Louis.
Hey, sorry, tiki mugs are everywhere. Someone found here. Look, I'm glad you said that though, because look at this. The ultimate tiki mug is called Tiki Bob, and a vintage Tiki Bob sells for $500 to $600. And I hadn't even shown Stacy this yet. Someone found one in a Montana estate sale for $4. Montana. Okay. So you can't say, they're everywhere. You just got to look for them. $4. They found a $500 mug for $4.
The closest tiki mug I found is a Darth Vader mug, and it wasn't tiki. So there.
All right. So he just this. I'm like, we got to end on Revenge of the Nerds. Great movie, great soundtrack.
I know I sent you the other photo of the monkeys. This goes together. So I hit a very, very large flea market. They do it here. We have a Six Flags, and it's a huge parking lot, and it was so big I only did half of the lot. That's how many. And they turned out this year because they haven't done it for 2 years. So I bought a lot. Long story short, I hit this guy who had a ton of vinyl, but they were very, very expensive vinyl, and he had CDs. So I said, "Hey, you got any soundtracks?" He brings out this bin of soundtracks. I picked up this Revenge of the Nerds for $4.
Revenge of the Nerds.
I picked out the Avengers soundtrack.
The movie or the old 60s show?
The movie. Okay. And I picked out out of a different bin. I picked out the Monkeys. Something about the Monkeys. I can't remember which one, but it was sealed. So I said to him, "This is all I want." And he goes, $20. I said, "Can we do 12?" And he's like, "Yeah, we can do 12." So I remember paying $12 for those.
That's a pegging negotiation right there.
Mm-hmm. I would do
all I had, Jason, in my left pocket was $12.
Oh, well.
And I knew if I said 12 and I took it out, he would take it. And he did. And ironically, this sold really quick too. There aren't that many on there. And
yeah, I said I sell this one all the time. I think I have one for sale right now. So yeah, it's always been a bolo. It'll never come back into print. So
no.
if you see it, it'll constantly be a good CD to flip.
And I also hit the couple of the bolos I sent you were also for like our record stores here in St. Louis have discount bins, and those discount bins just sit. Nobody ever goes to them. And believe me, I picked up a lot of stuff from there, sealed, just bands word of.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about Tuesday night on what? That's right. Flipping CDs live, which is essentially my third Flipping CDs class. And even if you haven't taken the first ones, this isn't like where are we at in the story of Harry Potter? It's not like that. You can definitely just learn from this class and take it. But if you want the full knowledge, you definitely should take the whole package, because between Tuesday night and the other stuff you get, you're gonna end up with like 13 hours of video content. And as you saw in the chat, people are like, yeah, I went back and watched one from like 2 years ago. I'd forgotten about a few things. So now it's back in their brain and they're going to go find that stuff. As I was prepping CDs today, I'm like, I have so much laying around here I haven't listed yet. They're everywhere. And people go, dude, you're an asshole because you teach your own competition. I teach Becky and I teach Peggy and I teach Elisa how to do the same thing I do. And I'm like, I don't care. Sasha, are you ever at a loss to find product?
No.
Me neither.
No. Between estate sales, thrift stores, bookstores, we have a V stock, vintage stock it's called. It's like they have video game CDs, DVDs. Even there, they have. I'm never. Oh my God.
Yeah, and you're one person. Becky's one person. I'm one person. We're in one area for the most part, and I have other people in my area that buy CDs and tiki mugs. I see the one member of the thrifting board is like, hey, I was at Crazy Town. Look at these tiki mugs. I'm like, I should have went out today, but I didn't because I got tons of other shit to sell. So I don't mind teaching my competition because I don't look at it that way. I want all y'all to be successful. And I want to take you with me. So if you're doing it like, what do you, how do you describe yourself, Sasha? Full-time, part-time?
Oh no, I'm a part-time seller, full-time profits.
Part-time seller, full-time profits. Because you have a day job. You have a 9-to-5er.
Yep.
And so you can do that too. But if you could just add $500 a month, every month, that's $6,000 a year that you didn't have before. So why not?
Yep. And
we all can be successful. A rising tide rises all ships.
Amen.
Hallelujah. With that, I will say thank you all for tuning in to an amazingly epic episode. I love hanging out with Sasha. I love hanging out with Becky. And I love hanging out with all y'all. So good to see everybody. Thanks, Becky, I thank your hair for being here. And
oh, thank you.
Take a bow.
Take a bow. Yeah, so Tuesday night's the show. Get signed up. Got any questions, hit me up. And then next Sunday, Mom has so much stuff to share. I'm just going to sit back and relax. And then, of course, I will show the things that Mom turned me on to. And even my dad got excited when he heard what I bought thanks to them. So I look forward to sharing next week. And with that, I have to go finish the webinar since the stupid website changed how they look.
Thanks, Jason.
Unbelievable. Thank you, sir. Good to see you.
You too.
I'm even going to skip global shipping. I got to get you on Discogs first. More money, less fees.
Exactly.
And that's what we're talking about on Tuesday. How to save your fees. Yeah. All right, buddy. Have a good evening. We'll see you around the thrift store and the record store. And with that, I bid you all adieu.
Bye, y'all.